here with Isaiah Patrick Orr, and Isaiah, you led your team in receptions and rushing yards yesterday. What does it mean to be such a big leader on this Ontario team?
It's a great honor. A lot of great players in Ontario, and I wouldn't say it's personally me. It's more guys getting me the ball, coaches setting me up to be in those spots to get the ball. So it all starts with practice, meetings, and it leads up to that game, getting those big touchdowns and those receptions.
And you guys are entering a big championship game against Alberta, and they fought against a lot of adversity in their last match, having a comeback in their semifinal. What can you guys do to make sure that they can't do that against Ontario?
I think we just need to keep our heads up when it gets rough, because it's going to get rough at some point, and we kind of let step back a bit, let the foot off the pedal. But I think if we keep our foot on the pedal, keep it going, we'll get it done for sure.
Yeah, and on a more personal level, what does it mean to yourself to be in this championship game?
It means a lot. Everyone wants to play in a national championship game. So, as a kid growing up, this is the biggest stage right now. It's the biggest game I've played in, so it'll be good.
Yeah, and you have a very versatile running back attitude. And do you have a NFL player that you model your game after?
Honestly, I wouldn't say not really an NFL player, but I do like watching Derrick Henry, obviously. I would say I play like him, but he's a great running back to look up to.
Yeah, absolutely. And that has been it for this one with Isaiah Patrick Orr, and we should be back with more Canada Cup action in just a moment. Thank you.
I think after a big win, it's nice to get in the cold ocean. It's freezing. It's nice to just get our mind on something else. We relax before we have to lock in for the next couple days.
And just have fun. Build sandcastles, play spike ball. Yeah, it's not all just about football. It takes multiple different things to win a gold medal.
Favorite moment was definitely beating Quebec. We kind of have this long-term rivalry, Alberta and Quebec, and 9 straight years, and it's kind of been back and forth. So to get that win is pretty sweet.
I wasn't sure that we were going to come through. I seen him running. He ran into it, caught it, risky move. He gets it.
He's going down! 20-10-5! Touchdown, Alberta!
Fast stand I've ever seen in my life. So fast.
Well, one of the important things right now is our coaches are grinding. They're watching film, they're game planning. They're getting ready for Ontario right now. We just can't quit. I think we were very evident yesterday that there were some bumps in the road.
I want to shout out Coach Armin, my mom and my dad. Thank you for supporting me.
Shout out my mom. She's here actually right now. My dad as well, and just all the players. It's a great community. I appreciate everyone that is there supporting me, and thank you guys.
Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. Work, 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 work.
Returns it almost down the right, to the left, he's going down! 20-10-5! Touchdown, Alberta!
And football fans of all ages, and welcome to the stadium for the gold medal game of the 2025 Football Canada Cup. Please put your hands together for head coach Cody Urban and Team Alberta.
Execution! Ambition! Skill in every play! Beware!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for cheer for head coach Tommy Canitas and Team Ontario. And ladies and gentlemen, your game day officials for this evening's football game. Referee in chief, John Brandon Sean Kerr. Your timer, Craig Pinches. Field judge, number 49, Mark Schmidtke. Line judge, number 90, Deepak Sharma. Down judge, number 57, Callum McLeod. Back judge, number 58, Brett Carlson. Line judge, number 97, Max Brown. Umpire number 11, Mark Rempel. And your referee, number 24, Stephen Gray.
Who's doing the talking? I'll be doing talking. Take care here, guys. Welcome, guys. Congratulations on getting to this gold medal final. Let's have a good football game. We've got a good crowd here. Let's put on a good show for them, okay? Let's play hard. Have fun. Alberta visitors tonight. So they will be calling the coin toss. There we go. Work hard, have fun. Ontario is kicking this way.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I would ask you to please rise if you're able. Remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, I have one question. Are you ready for some football?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We are here for the final, the gold medal matchup of the 2025 Canada Football Cup here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia. We've got a powerhouse matchup between Ontario in the red, and as you can see on the camera here, Alberta in the white with the blue. And these two teams have fought hard all week, and with their third game in a week looking to take home the gold, I'm Denver Donnelly with Che Morales. Che, this is going to be a hell of a football game, I expect.
Yeah, I think we're going to be seeing a lot of different things out there on the field. You know, two great offenses, two great defenses. There's a lot of great players on these. A lot of them are going to be going to youth sports and past that for sure.
So the opening kick, I believe Ontario's kicker is number 13. It is Dimitri Grebe out of Guelph. Ontario won the toss. They deferred. Alberta gets the ball first. In the backfield for them is Obo, number 2. He was the offensive MVP, scored the game-winning punt return touchdown for Alberta in the semis. This ball will go to the other returner, Zachary Arlane, number 3, in the orange helmet, and he's wrapped up by a group of Ontario players. And we will see Alberta's offense on the field first, as this is our pre-game match statistics. These are combined yardage and stats from their 2 games prior. So you can see here both teams' penalties. Alberta a little more. Time possession pretty well even. Rushing yards right about there. Ontario better passing offense, but those stats aren't too far off. I expect these teams to really go at each other today.
Yeah, I think the net rushing yards for Alberta isn't really doing them justice as how they've been able to control the rock over their 2 games prior to this. You know, they've done a really good job at ball control throughout the tournament, and I won't be surprised if we're seeing running often and early to start.
So the starting quarterback for Alberta is Harrison Hyman. He'll hand it off to his running back Thorpe, number 24. Picks up a chunk, maybe 3 or 4, brings up second down Alberta.
Tag on the play, number 36.
Both of these teams with semifinal wins Thursday, both exciting games. Alberta came back against Quebec in the fourth. As I said, Obo had a punt return touchdown with 5 seconds left to win. Ontario was up 26-1 on Saskatchewan. They blew a lead and then came back and won in the fourth again in a very exciting matchup back and forth. These two offenses are both good, but they also have good D. Trips right, Heineman, and that was dangerous. Kind of floated around, number 36 for Ontario. Tristan Downey, the linebacker, was in the spot there. And we got a late flag.
Broken up by number 36, Downey. Flag on the play.
Well, the only players I saw around there were Alberta players. And Ontario is pointing in their direction.
So on the replay here, we're going to see two receivers motion from left to right. It's going to be a hitch pass concept. The only issue here is that the quarterback just didn't get enough whip on the ball. You know, he's got to zip that one in there, especially when you got hitch routes. You know, DBs are going to be breaking on those.
Objectional conduct penalty on Alberta will back them up more.
10-yard penalty.
10 yards to be exact. It is third down, and Alberta will punt.
It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here. I wonder if they're believing in their kicker. If I believe correctly, both of these teams have pretty good kickers.
Yep.
But, you know, the Canadian game, wouldn't be surprised if we see give 2 points up here and then gets field position back.
Pisa was sensational for Alberta. I believe, if I recall correctly, he had 8 or 9. They will punt. This one will shank a little lower. They will trust their defense here. Number 23 for Ontario busted it wide to the right, picks up a few before stepping out of bounds. That is Keenan Brighton. Here comes Ontario's offense, led by their number 12, Hayden Buksek. He is a Milton, Ontario native, 6'2", 190.
Ontario
had a very good passing attack that I saw Thursday. They were able to really throw on Saskatchewan. We just saw Saskatchewan, what they were able to do in the pass defense against Quebec. So no doubt about it, Ontario, you could argue, is the most dangerous offense in this tournament. Yuksek hands it off to the offensive MVP in last week's game, Isaiah Patrick Orr.
By number 31, Isaiah Patrick Orr.
Yeah, it looks like it was an inside zone to the right play. I think they were looking to hit the B gap. It kind of gets stuffed up. RB tries to cut it backside, and he just couldn't keep his footing.
Correction 40, Hurlburt.
Yep, it's a trip there. Number 40, Hurlburt with the tackle.
Second down.
Big second down here.
2nd and 7, 10 minutes. And, we got some jumping.
Flags on
and
the play.
that's going to be on Ontario. Looks like a false start.
It's a tough look there.
That's going to be the, I believe, left tackle, 54, Jacob Whitlock. He's actually listed as a D lineman. They had him out left.
Penalty is against Team Ontario. Illegal.
There is Mr. Patrick Orr. As I said, he was the offensive MVP for Ontario last game. He was tremendous. These are his combined stats in the first 2 games. You can see that's 200 yards rushing in 2 games. So definitely a weapon to look out for. But Ontario's got plenty of them.
And 101.5, the Hawk.
So with a 5-yard penalty, 2nd and 12 at the Alberta 39. It is a toss out to Patrick Orr, who's going to the right. He's going to have space. Going to be close to the first down marker. They're going to give it to him by about 2 yards. It's first down, Ontario.
Yeah, I love plays like this. It's just a little T-swing pass out to the right. And usually you're asking your big guys to block up front, but on these kind of plays, it's more of a receiver screen. So now you got to ask your smaller guys to buy into the program, buy into the process. And we had a couple good blocks out there.
Garrett Cowan, 28, I saw way ahead, but there was 3 other receivers that helped out. Yeah, just a good solid effort. Number 11 in there as well. Brendan McCausland, he's a big body, listed at 6'7". You can see him on the far side of your screen and when they zoom out on the Alberta side. Quick pass out. Oh, and he dropped it. Kind of tried to make his first move before corralling it in there, Chad.
Yeah, it's a little tough one. You know, you always say to receivers, you got to eye down the ball. You know, you got to catch it first and then step. This time he gets a little bit ahead of himself, tries to gain a couple yards and fumbles the rock. Now they're looking at 2nd and long.
Deacon Solomon there. Here's the quarterback for today for Ontario. Buczek, 510 passing yards, 4 touchdowns in 2 games. He has been solid, and he looks to pick up a big 2nd down. He'll just swing it out again. And Patrick Orr's got space, and he's going to score. Touchdown. Look at the speed of Isaiah Patrick Orur, and Ontario cashes in the first points of the game.
Touchdown, Ontario!
And a little dance.
Yeah, that's a great play again. You know, they go back to the well. They hit that T-swing again. You know, you love to see the receivers out there blocking, and that's why this one's able to go the way it does. You know, 1, 2, 3 big blocks there that spring the running back to the touchdown. And that's what these university scouts are really looking for from a receiver standpoint. You know, obviously the highlight plays are awesome. You know, the big catches, the yak yards, that's all awesome. But are you willing to buy into what a team is trying to accomplish out there? Are you willing to make those, you know, gritty, non-flashy plays? And really it comes down to, are you willing to block in the run game?
Ladies and gentlemen, 50-50
Can't ask for much of a better start there for Ontario. We're just over 3 minutes in. It's 7-zip.
50-50 tickets, your chance to win. Cold hard gas.
See the dance routine. Those boys worked on that, I'm sure, at practice. But Patrick Orr with some touches there. And like you said, they were just wide open in the flats. Alberta was giving it up, and Ontario capitalizes. See if Alberta can answer back.
Grebe set to kick.
So Grebe to kick. Oboe and Lane. Monsters is waiting about the 29-30. Comes Alberta's offense for the 2nd time today.
Yeah, I can guarantee that they're going to come out, you know, try to establish the run again. You know, I think we saw this in their their 2nd game against Quebec. You know, they were down early in that one, and even when they were down, you know, some teams shy away from the run. They like to try to get to the pass. But Alberta is a team that stayed consistent. You know, they like what they have up front. They got some big boys, and they got a good running back core that they believe in.
We will see here. Ooh, just shovels it ahead, and that is incomplete. That was Heineman. Intended for Thorpe, I believe.
24, Joel Thorpe is
that was Thorpe.
2nd down.
See here, Alberta. A 2nd and 10 with 8:30 left. They do not want to play around and let Ontario keep going on offense. It's how dangerous it is. Alberta is going to have to produce points and get good field position if they want a shot against the red team today. Heineman steps up in the pocket. He will run. He's got plenty of space. He's got a 1st down and more. Right to midfield. Heineman showing off the legs and athleticism.
It's a great play there. You know, pocket starts to break down. He doesn't like anything that he sees from a receiving standpoint. You love to see the quarterbacks get out there in space and make a guy miss, and he does just that on this big play.
Keep an eye on Xander Odenyo, number 11, closest to the camera in the orange helmet. He had some big catches for Alberta, and he is definitely a factor on the outside. He's got great hands and speed and size. Says Thorpe on the left-hand side. He's going to have to be cut down. Gain of probably about 6 yards, I'd say. Thorpe is a good runner on the outside edges. We'll see on the replay here.
Get a nice zone play here. Left guard there, number 55, does a great job reaching on the front side. You know, that's the block that really springs that one. You know, 6 yards on a 1st down, can't complain about that.
Blake Godwin's the offensive lineman, 55. Alberta has a massive O-line, arguably the biggest in the tournament. Thorpe, good physical. 1st down.
Thorpe the ball carrier.
And that is a great counter play here. We'll see on the replay. The right guard, right tackle are going to pull around here. Right guard's going to kick out. Right tackle's going to feed up into the hole. Number 77. I mean, I'm not standing in front of that. I'll tell you that.
77, Malik Drouin. 60, Cole Belcher. Reading the list, 285, 240, 300, 320, 315, 280, 250. Good luck. As Hyman looking right, looking left, doesn't like what he sees, he'll scramble out. Good decision by Hyman. Red went through his progressions.
Ball carried by the quarterback, number 12.
And we keep talking about receiver blocking here, but we can't really look away from it here. Even on this design pass play, quarterback gets outside of the pocket, and you can see that the receiver's eyes are immediately going to blocking. They understand what happens after a play breaks down, and that they got to get bodies on bodies and allow that quarterback to do what he does.
Playing as a team, no doubt. Alberta is moving down quickly. They're at the Ontario 29-30. It's 1st and 10. There's the first handoff of the day for Obo. He was their offensive MVP in the semis, but that will be a loss of a few.
By number 36, Tristan Downey.
Looks like they had an outside zone concept there. Linebacker shoots the gap, makes a play on the ball. Tackle for loss on first down. That's what they got to have there if they're going to stop this offensive running attack from Alberta.
5 receivers wide for Hyman on a 2nd and 14. Plenty of distance to go. Hyman will throw. He's got a man wide open on his left. Number 13 is down, and he's got a first down. Number 13 is Heaton Yip from Calgary.
By number 7, Lucas Underhill. And that's good for another Alberta first down.
See here on this replay. Immediately saw his man to the left and just no one near him. Some miscommunication by Ontario. Power run. Thorpe. It's a chunk, probably about 6 or 7 there.
Brought down by number 23.
Yeah, they come out in a bit of an unorthodox
they got
front there.
New quarterback in too, Eli Korwanek.
See, look, number 24 is starting on the side. Fake it this time.
Ball carried by number 20,
And off Tyler Clazy, number 20.
That's what's cool about these types of tournaments. You got the 3 days. You're not practicing with each other for super long amounts of time, but the coordinators like to throw in a couple wrinkles here and there for specific looks.
Thorpe on the handoff. He's not going to get there. And on the 3rd down, Ontario stops them, and that's a tough break for Alberta. Good drive. You come away with nothing. Maybe a little. They went 3 straight out of that formation.
Yeah.
Maybe mix it up on the 3rd down play. But
yeah, I definitely understand that they're trying to see some different looks. They got some misdirection in the backfield. But sometimes it's better to just go straight up, especially when you want to run something that your offensive line is comfortable with. Okay, but.
No, so Ontario takes over at their own 10, up 7-0. 4:38 remaining in this first quarter. Gold medal game of the Football Canada Cup here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
Wow, big block on the front
yes,
side.
Yes, and that is going to pay off as that is, and a huge hit, number 25 for Alberta. Colton Jackson McConnell played the wood, but that was a good carry from Ontario's first today, Jashai Cater.
Yeah, they get a good block on the front side. It kind of springs them, but the running back does lose a little bit of yards, has to bounce it out wide. And then I think he goes for a little bit of a jump here, and he just kind of gets caught in the air.
Good to see Cater all right. We'll be seeing more of him here soon. Ontario's running game so impressive, yet when they pass the ball, it's still so dangerous. And this is a stretch run. And that is more than enough for a first down. Patrick Orr is on fire to start things off.
Yeah, a little bit of extracurriculars there between a couple linemen.
So see, Cole McInnes is a player to watch, the linebacker number 1, 6'1", 200 out of Calgary. They are going to need him to provide some big-time plays here. He's one of the leaders on that defense.
1st and 10.
I wonder how much money he had to give the coach to get number 1 there at linebacker.
And speaking of, he will tackle his player Checking that. That is number 82, Jackson Maggio from Burlington.
On the play, number 1, Cole McGinnis.
Yeah. One as a linebacker looks pretty sweet,
On the
but
toss, second down, 2.
we'll see here on the replay. Buczek just taking what he is given. He's very good at that. So 2nd and 2, 38-yard line. Buczek hands it off. This is Cater. Oh, and a good sidestep. Still on his feet. What a run.
Ball game at number 15.
Jashai Cater.
Yeah, what a play there by the running back. You know, not to say make something out of nothing, because there was definitely some good blocking up front. But once he got to that second level, you know, he's just dipsy doodling around, making guys miss however he can. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, these there's an under-18 tournament. These are all high school level kids, and see the talent and agility on display. It's very impressive. As new set of downs for Ontario. Buczek is going to swing this out right to Petrick, or great tackle by number 42 for Alberta to save some yardage. That's Morin.
Ontario is going to get lucky. There was a little bit of a block in the back there by one of the receivers. We might see it in the replay here.
See here, just swings it out right. They've been doing that a lot today.
Number 1 there.
Yep.
Gives 17 a shot in the back, but you know he's not in the play contention, so he gets away with one.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. Clock ticking away. We're at 1:11. Buczek fires it right, and those routes are wide open. That's McCausland, 6'7". 17 for Alberta there. Denham Weber trying to wrestle it out. He can't. First down, Ontario.
On the play, number 17, Denham Weber.
Looked like a bit of a horse out there. He got long strides. It's a tall receiver.
Yeah, 6'7". I do remember him from last year at the U16 tournament, and he was 6'7" then too. I said, what? Yes, they were throwing jump balls to him, and yes, he was catching them. Buczek, run right. Oh, that's good patience, good running. The footwork of Petrick Orr, very impressive. Good blocking, and Ontario moves the chains again.
Time on the play, number 42.
Yeah, they've done a good job on these zone runs. You know, usually you have zone and gap in the run game, and it seems Alberta's more of a gap team when they have their power plays, they have their pulling guards. Okay, Ontario's keeping it pretty basic, where they're just zone stepping now. A little bit of outside zone, a little bit of inside zone, but they're doing a good job of getting bodies on bodies. You know, offensive linemen are athletes too, Denver.
Oh yeah, no question. It's a hard job out there as Buczek is alone in the backfield. He's going to toss one up, and it's incomplete, just out of the hands of McCausland, the tall receiver.
Number 11, Brendan McCausland, just
stops the clock with 3 seconds left in the first quarter. 2nd down at the 27. Just out of the hands there, McCausland. Got a time. We got a stoppage on the play.
I think he might have got banged up on that. You know, that's a hard fall for him there.
Brendan McCausland, the injured player.
And they say the bigger you are, the harder you fall. Well, that was a hard fall. Just want to take a quick second to thank our sponsors here. Well, we have a break in the action. Excuse me, St. FX University One Team Sports. We also have Coach Atlantic, Province of Nova Scotia, the town of Antigonish, the municipality of the county of Antigonish, and 101.5 The Hawk. Thank you all very, very much. This tournament has been excellent. This is the gold medal game final. Ontario currently in 7-0. And there will be, about 27 yards to go. Ontario doing very well on offense so far today. Alberta trying to stop this now. They turned over on downs near their own goal line. Short pass caught. Petrick Orr Cuts inside to the right. He's in for his second score of the game. Touchdown, Ontario.
That's a great play there by the quarterback. You know, obviously the running back makes him look better just because he makes a guy miss. But if we can get a replay there, we're going to see that Alberta sends a little bit of pressure off the edge there. Okay, right to where the running back is running his route. Okay, he knows to replace that. He throws it on him and lets the RB do the rest here. Right at the top of your screen, number 1. Makes 25 miss, makes another number 7 miss, and he's into the end zone. That's great play design there.
And Ontario's number 13, Dimitri Greaves, point after is good.
Greaves' point after is good, and that is the end of the first quarter. 14-0 Ontario.
Team Ontario 14, Team Alberta no score.
As Ontario's been scoring on their possessions, Alberta was only 3 yards away from scoring 2, but instead they are down 14 and have a hole to climb early. There's Mr. Patrick Orr.
2 touchdowns early.
I did my interview with him the other day. I absolutely butchered his name. I fumbled around on it, and I felt bad. But he's a pro, man. He just kept going.
Yeah, I'm sure he's heard it before.
Yes. It is what it is. But I did make sure to get his name and spelling here today. The sheet is correct.
In the backfield for Alberta.
Some first quarter stats. I'll read them off after this kickoff here for Ontario as Grebe will send it off. Obo and Arlene in the backfield. Arlene will grab it. He's got it up the middle, and they will start their next possession around the 36.
Arlene on a return.
After a quarter of play, the score 14-0. Really just a time possession really the same. Ontario leading by about a minute. Both teams keeping it relatively clean, only 2 penalties total, but the yards are the story. 142 Ontario, 73 Alberta, and of course Alberta red zone 0 for 1 and 0 for 1 on the third down. This is a play action fake, good throw, good catch, tight window. That's number 11, Xander Odenyo.
Number 11, Xander Odenyo. Brought down by number 51.
He's a big time receiver, but he's also a big body out there. You know, he's got the height, but it doesn't have a lot of length to him. You know, he looks pretty proportioned, I guess would be a good word.
6'2", 185 is his official listing. Here is quarterback stepping up. He's got room, but he ain't going to go too much else. And
the quarterback number 12.
Gain of a yard, maybe 2, would bring up second down. That was Hyndman.
Tackle on the play, number 37, Logan Woosley.
Great tackle there by the linebacker.
Second down.
You know, that's a shifty quarterback, so when you're able to wrap him up like that, you know, hold on for dear life and make a play.
Forward left, Hyndman's going to roll that way. Just tosses one, hits his player. He got absolutely smoked.
Last caught by number 20, Tyler Clay.
And he is on one knee, shaking up a bit. He is stand up, takes the hit. Number 37, Logan Woosley. He was the defensive MVP last game. So we'll see. He was. They do get the first down either way, so taking a hit to make a play. That completion was to Clazy.
We'll see if he's shaken up here on this next one.
Stays in the game.
I bet they'll look to hand it off here, give him a little bit of a breather.
And they do. It's Thorpe to the left. We got a flag in the backfield, and that could be a hold.
I think they're going to get holding on number 66 here.
66 is Cooper Troy.
51, Carter McBurney.
Burney on the tackle. And, yep, Ontario will be moving backwards if they accept the penalty, which they will. First down and 20 will be on the way now.
Alberta holding, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
Hyndman Play action to the right. And that is a good gain. That'll at least make it second and manageable. There is a flag near the 40 of the Alberta sideline.
Number 37 is all over the place right now. He's making a lot of big plays, taking great pursuit angles right now.
He's a big kid too, 6'2", 220 out of Oshawa.
See him tracking the play down here, getting in on the tackle. I think another holding here, maybe on one of the Alberta receivers. They're going to be backed way up now. Looking at a 1st and 30.
Penalty is against Team Alberta.
Not what you wanted for Alberta. You are moving in the absolute wrong direction.
Penalty, repeat first down.
And with Ontario's offense looking the way it's going, even though we are early, we saw something like this get out of hand between Quebec and Saskatchewan. Quebec was never able to really get off the ropes after they were down. Alberta's fought hard to be here, and, you know, they are going to give it their all. Or you can say the exact same about Ontario. 1st and 30 at the Alberta 39. Heineman. Play action. He's got his man. Oh, when you saw that coming, he hung on. Good Lord. Number 80, Ben McCauley. I'll give this kid credit. He hung on to that football. But you saw that coming from the booth.
It's a tough play there because they obviously get inside zone to slip, read. They're reading the end there. That's his first look in regards to a receiver. And
Liam Messam-Barton on the hit, 26.
So see, they're reading the end there. Once the end cuts in, they're going to give it to that slipping receiver, and he takes a hit to make a play.
Lyman steps up. He's got a man left, but he's looking right. Fires. Almost intercepted. In the vicinity of 27 for Ontario. Cassius Peterson, the DB from Toronto.
Yeah, this Ontario defense is flying around right now. And I think the best course of action if you're Alberta right now, you know, obviously you're going to punt this one away. Look to get a 2 and out if you can, or just stop them from scoring points. And then I think they definitely want to look back to get to their run game. You know, it started off pretty hot. They had that little dry spell in the other end zone, in Ontario's end zone. But if they can build upon a couple of runs, oh no,
that ball's going to sail over. And that is... So this drive has been a disaster for Alberta. Unfortunately, they went back on holdings 2 in a row, and now they lose about 10 to 15 more, and Ontario is in prime real estate. They're going to start inside the red zone.
Yeah, it's a tough, you know, the old saying, when it rains, it pours, and it seems like a torrential downpour right now for Alberta.
Their defense is going to be asked to make a big stand here to slow down this bleeding for Ontario, or for Alberta, pardon me. Watch McCausland on the far left. They will run. And you know what? Why not? Why not? Patrick Orr slammed down at the 5. 1st and goal. Ontario coming up.
Patrick Orr brought down by number 7, Darren Dyer. And number 17.
Talked about Ontario. They could run the ball very well. They were definitely more of a passing team. Well, today they are just gashing them on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, they're keeping it pretty simple today. You know, a lot of inside zone, a lot of outside zone. You know, anytime that they've passed, it's really just been either screen or they've done a couple of those swing passes to the RB. You know, they're really leaning into the offensive line and RB play here. And, I mean, when you're up, it's easy to do that.
This is a handoff, side step. Ooh. Good tackle by 25, saving a touchdown. Jackson McConnell, carry by Cater.
Tackle on the play, number 25, Colton Jackson McConnell.
We have a very good crowd here today. I see a pretty good amount of red for Ontario to my left, a lot of blue for Alberta on my right. That's the gold medal matchup, final game of this tournament. We actually had 2 tournaments this weekend at the same time. Football Canada, Football Nova Scotia doing an absolutely tremendous job here this week. I've heard from people from all over the country say that, as Buczek right, incomplete.
Oh,
Flag.
I'm on PI. You know, it's a tough call there.
We got to see the contact there.
27 was definitely draped over the receiver.
Pereira intended receiver, number 1. Let's see on this replay here. It's
We'll get a good
27 we're
look
looking
at
at.
it
Yeah,
just out
kind
of the
of
frame. He's all over his back there.
grabbed his arm.
Alberta defensive pass interference. Ball spotted on the 1-yard line. 1st and goal.
And at the 1-yard line, 1st down and goal.
I'd say they'll look to QB sneak it here. If I believe so, they got a nice wide zone sneak. I like the way that they run it. Maybe they might just go up the middle here.
Buksek is a big body, 6'2". He's got good reach.
Oh, they'll go
They'll
to
give
the
it to
wide
Patrick
zone.
Orr. And he's got his hat trick, 3rd touchdown of the day. And Isaiah Patrick Orr is stamping his name on this championship game, and Ontario is up big early in this second. I wrote midway through. We'll see here, Buksek. I don't know. Sometimes you guys got to say, you know what, this guy's been getting us about 10 yards a carry at least, so, yeah, he can get 1.
Well, and that O-line's doing a great job up front. So, especially when you're in a commanding lead like this, you know, you want to melt down that clock as much as possible. Alberta's got to get something going here.
Point after is good. 6:09.
I agree with you when they were punting the ball away that they have to get back to the ground game, but to get on the ground game too, they're going to have to pick up 5-6. They're going to have to get good blocks, break a few tackles.
Yeah, well, you know, the Canadian game too, especially, it's only 3 down, so there's a lot of change of possession. That punt game's super important. You know, they got 6 minutes left here. I mean, if I'm Alberta, I'm trying to lean on the run. I'm trying to get the clock down to 0. Okay, end on a score. Then you're only down 2 touchdowns going into half. Okay, you're not getting the ball at half, but 2 quarters of football still remaining. You can still make something happen.
And if there's any solace, Ontario is up 26-1 roughly around this time, and they gave up almost like 30 unanswered points. They did end up winning. And Alberta, they are used to coming back. They did against Quebec. So this game is far from over. We know Alberta has plenty of offensive talent. Hilaire, and he is swallowed up. Harrison Heineman is going to lead Alberta right back on the field. We'll be joined by Thorpe, the running back, and his receiving core, as well as their line. Ball to 21, 1st and 10, Alberta.
21.
5 wide, but it's a run to Thorpe. Still spins off a tackle.
Ball carried by the running back number
Got an O-lineman with his helmet off.
Yeah, it was at 64, I believe.
You know, when you see something like that,
Number
I mean, obvious indication of hands to the face, but the refs aren't going to do anything about it because they didn't see it.
And that is clear-cut hands to the face. You can see it there, the 264s. Ontario to Alberta, but you're right, those O-linemen, that's going to be a tough call for them to get. Mateos Jackson was roughing up Jake Wicker. 5 wide again. Heineman will throw this right. Receiver cuts inside. He's going to run out of room. Just far too many red bodies. That's actually going to be maybe at the line of scrimmage. Alberta will punt 2 and out.
Tackle on a play, number 37,
You know,
Logan Woosley.
Number 11 trying to make a couple guys
And
miss,
number 64,
doing what he can, but at some
Mateos
point you just got to get north instead of east and west. I mean,
3rd down.
he's trying to be a leader out there, trying to make something happen, but when you're just dancing on the line of scrimmage, it's kind of tough look.
Trying to make a play, but at the end of the day, you're not going to have too much time out there, especially with Ontario's fast physical D. As Pisa, pretty good punt. See, and that is return there. That's Brighton. Good tackle, number 10 for Alberta. I saw get his ankles. Ryder Frampton is from Airdrie, Alberta.
Brought down by number 10, Ryder Frampton. Ball spotted near midfield.
And if you're Ontario here, head coach Tommy Kanichis and his crew, you are smiling ear to ear. There's Logan Woosley, pardon me. 6'2", 220, Oshawa. He's a big kid. I've interviewed him as well. He was right at my level and bigger than me. And I'm 27. That's a toss play to the right, and Cater has plenty of room. He's down around the 31-yard line.
Jesse Cater.
Ontario's running game has just been absolutely dominant on the outside. Alberta's had no answers.
Good for first down yardage.
Great blocking.
Yeah, number 55 there kind of cuts it close on a bit of a holding.
24 yards on the carry, first and 10.
That's trench warfare for you.
Yard line.
Alberta must stop the bleeding here, even though we are only in the first half. This is becoming eerily similar to the last game we called. This is the gold medal matchup. You like to see a nice competitive game as Cater is right up the gut, and that is going to be even more. That's a first down again. This time just right up the middle.
Cater brought down by number
yeah, you know,
7.
It's the luxury of having two strong backs in the backfield. You know, they're subbing Patrick Orur and this young guy here.
Yeah, Cater is listed as 6'2", 215 from Scarborough, so he is definitely the power back of the two. But yeah, you get a little thunder and lightning there as they both are on the field.
I mean, they got a ton of big bodies up front there.
Finally, Alberta is going to swallow up a run there. Cater goes nowhere. In fact, that's going to be a loss of probably about 2 yards.
Yeah, it looks like they had every single O-lineman they have out there on that play. I think they had 7 right across the line. Look to do a little bit of an outside zone look. One of the Alberta guys are able to shoot a gap, make a play on the ball.
Six down again, 54. He's been lining up as a tight end. But all those big bodies, they do not catch him jumping. And now a flag.
Flag on the play.
Bit late, but I got to assume this is a false start.
Yeah, I think they questioned it a little bit just because he was off the line. Last drive here we see from Jesse Cater, 39 yards rushing. He's doing a great job out there. I mean, all these kids are under 18. That kid didn't look 18 to me. They're growing different out here, man.
I'm telling you. So these kids, we need to check these birth certificates. I ain't lying.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 3-minute warning.
3-minute warning, 2:39 is the official clock time here. 23-yard line of Alberta. It's 2nd and 17 for Ontario. Buczek, watch for the underneath throw. They connect, but he is going to be well short. Just a few there. Number 28, Garrett Cowan.
Garrett Cowan brought down by number 43.
Yeah, just a simple dump off here to the field side. Okay, a little bit of a rollout from the QB. And this is a Alberta should look at this as a little bit of a turning point, you know. Obviously they might be giving up 3 here depending on the kick. But they're going to have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock when they get the ball back. If they can make something happen.
A block would be huge. Ooh. Off the upright, no good. So there you go. Well, there you go. Alberta keeps Ontario off the score, and this is a glorious opportunity for them to get some points and get some momentum.
Yeah, they kind of snuck away with one there.
That was close. I was seeing it shift. I didn't know if it would sneak in or not, but right off the right upright.
It'll be interesting to see if that field goal comes back to bite them a little bit. But, you know, Ontario's done a good job at running the ball, you know, maintaining ball possession, okay, kind of holding this explosive Alberta offense off the field. But Alberta's going to have a good chance here to make something happen right before the half.
Hyndman hands it off to Obo. Good first down run for about 8.
Ball carrier number 2, Aaron Obo.
I'd like to see Obo get the ball more, too. I don't find he's been touching the ball a lot this first half. Obviously, time possession a factor in that and the score, but he was the MVP last game, and he is a physical runner.
Yard, second down, 2.
Yeah, and you got to wonder if these guys are a little bit banged up.
Oh.
I mean, he doesn't look banged up here as he breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles.
Just a strong runner, Obo is. Very entertaining. There's been some excellent running this entire tournament from a lot of teams. Obviously, the 2 on Ontario. We got 2 today as well for Alberta.
For Team Alberta, first down.
See Obo here, found some room. Good blocking up front. Just sidestepping a few guys. It took a couple to take him down. So 2 minutes just under now, ticking away. Ball in the 44. Hyndman, he's looking left, looks to his right. He's going to chuck one up for his receiver. It is just out of the reach. Almost a big play there, looking for Odenyo.
Incomplete.
You know what? And the
Second down.
safety does read it over the top there, okay? He does kind of – he gets a good look at it, though, still. Number 11, he's a fast guy.
Yeah, just a step ahead of him there.
QB throws a good ball there, just a little bit over the top.
Yeah, Hyndman's pretty impressive the other day against Quebec. He is a dual threat for sure, but he definitely has an underrated arm. Usually the dual threat guys you don't think of. And there's an accurate tight spiral throw. It's not going to be enough for the first. It does move him close. It's decision time for Alberta. So do you be aggressive?
I think you go for it here.
I agree.
Obviously, that Ontario offense has been doing a good job at marching the field, but, you know, you're down 3 scores, a minute 45 here. I mean, this isn't Madden, but I'm probably going for this one.
There was a timeout. I'm assuming it was on Alberta. I didn't hear the announcement officially. Oh, wait, no, there's actually a player down, pardon me. It's number 3, Zachary Arlane. As he's being attended to, we'll take a quick sec. Oh. Yeah. As Arlane is helped. As Hyndman now, so Alberta's offense stays on the field 3rd and 3. They're just inside their own zone here. Very aggressive, but almost needed. Obo up the middle, and that's going to be enough for the first down right at midfield. Great call with the run. Trusting your big fella there to get the yardage you need. Drive continues, 1:35 on the clock.
Ball spotted at midfield, 1st and 10.
Hyndman 5 wide. Alberta likes that. Obo, the inside zone again to the left, and he's got plenty of space. Cuts to the right. Big time run by Obo. He's still on his feet. Brought down to the 30. 20-yard carry by Obo. And there you go. Alberta is rolling a bit now. Still got plenty of time to punch one in here.
Yeah, and they don't have to rush it at all at this point. They got 2 timeouts, okay, a minute 17 on the clock. I mean, I'm sticking with the running game at this point if I'm them.
Yeah, they're finding some good things. They're stretching the receivers wide, stretching their defenders.
1st and 10 from the 30.
And if Obo can get past the first wave of tacklers, he is pretty hard to take down. They'll fake it to Obo. He's looking. All his receivers stopped on a hitch. Hyndman. Good effort there to find his man and continue the play. It's number 13, Heaton Yip. Out of bounds, 1:01 on the clock.
Gain of 8 yards on the toss.
It's a great job by the quarterback, you know, feeling the pressure from the backside. Okay, he's not even looking that direction, but as soon as his offensive lineman gets beat, he's rolling out. That kind of awareness, you know, that pocket presence, can't really teach that.
Hyndman He's going to hand this off to Obo. Good run up the gut, and I believe he's got more than enough for the first. He does. Pick up about 7 there.
Play, number 36, Tristan Downey.
And at the
16,
Alberta's got a first down again. Obviously, you're liking what we're seeing here. They do have to punch it in, but they've got time, and they're running very well. You see here, this is this drive. Obo, 30 yards this drive. He has been excellent. A quick stoppage. The official 5-7 there, talking to the Ontario sideline. Well, either way, it's a complete 1st and 10. And Hyman, play action, rolls out, dangerous throw. It is incomplete in the dirt.
Intended receiver number 3, Zachary Arlane, is incomplete. 2nd down.
Let's see here. Hyman was looking for number 3 ahead of him. Arlene. We got a time. Nope, we got a player on one knee. That's for Ontario, one of the D linemen.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what this one is, you know.
So 2nd and 10 coming up at the 16, 47 to go.
I think he's cramping up a little bit here, the big guy.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that this week. And listen, this is the 3rd game of the week for these guys, especially for the big fellas. And, you know, warm weather. It is cooler now, but still. It's a lot of wear and tear on your body, but these athletes are doing a great job.
Well, you know, you got to think about the practices as well, and then that St. FX meal hall. A lot of pizza slices going down.
That's been my diet the last 3 days.
Ontario number 58.
But I'm not complaining. It's been pretty good. I mean, I'm tired just sitting up here all day. I couldn't imagine being these players playing like this on the 3rd game of the week.
It's definitely a grind.
This has been a great tournament. Football Canada, Football Nova Scotia, everybody involved. Should give themselves a pat on the back. This tournament has been awesome. I haven't heard really any complaints, and I've heard nothing but great praises from families across this country representing different provinces. But first, Hyman is a 2nd down. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to run for it. Hyman, it's going to be right at the line.
Looks like they're going to give it to him. I don't know, Denver.
I don't know, Jim. 3rd and inches. But that does stop the clock, 39 seconds, so Alberta just needs to get just a couple inches here.
3rd and short.
If you're Ontario, pardon me, you can get a stop here. No harm, no foul. And it will be another wasted drive for Alberta. This is the 2nd time they've been in a situation like this. Down 3 scores.
I was going to say, I was a little bit surprised to think that they weren't sneaking this one.
You better hurry up there. As Hyman, he gets more than enough. He gets about 2.
That's interesting how they did that one. So they come out in a regular look. You know, they're in 5 wide, 5 receivers on the field, only 5 O-linemen. Okay, they do a good job at getting set up like it's a regular run play. And then right before the snap, tightening up those splits and pushing forward for the first down.
We saw Cassius Peterson there for Ontario. We do have a timeout for Alberta. That's their first charge timeout of the half. 36 seconds on the clock.
Ball spot on the 4-yard line.
I mean, you got to put something up on the board here if you're Alberta. And you're giving the ball away at halftime. Ontario chose to defer to the second half. If they can score a touchdown here, it puts them in a good position to mount a second half comeback.
Send out an extra big body. Expect this to be a run. Might be handing this ball off to Obo for the first down anyhow.
Coach Tommy Kanish is talking a little bit about that play design there. I was wondering the same thing. You know, those O-linemen, once they put their hand in the dirt, they can't move around. And they did. So it's interesting that there wasn't a flag on that one.
Alberta will take it.
Ton of meat up front. Ooh, a little bit of a high
yeah.
tackle there.
I mean, at the 1, so you get it, but that is going to draw flags.
Well, and that's the thing, too. And now instead of second down and 1, they're going to get a full, fresh set of downs. So 3 opportunities to get into this end zone from the 1-yard line.
Yeah, he just wrapped his arm around the horse collar neck area. So half the distance to the goal. It's probably about a difference of 9 inches right now.
Ontario, major foul, unnecessary roughness, face mask. Ball spotted on the 1, 1st and goal.
Hyndman, he's got Obo behind him. Is this kind of the same look, a sneak that we saw just before? He does line up under center. We got a flag, though. The ball is out! Oh, my goodness, and Ontario has the ball. We need to see the flag. I thought it was false start, though, and if that's the case, disaster for Alberta.
Yeah, I think we're either going to see a false start here from Alberta, unless the defense lined up in the neutral zone.
We'll see here.
It would be from the receiver outside on the right, or it's going to be from a defender. His knee is down.
It's going to be Ontario. Lucky break for Alberta. That was almost complete disaster.
Offside.
And now if you're Alberta, you're saying, all right, can we please punch this in right now? Because I'd give it to Obo.
Yeah. It looks like they're going to sneak it again, though.
They will, and he's in this time. So finally Alberta gets in the end zone, and you know what? That's a big score. Makes it 21-6 late in the second quarter, and we have ourselves a football game, folks. Good drive by Alberta, all things considered.
Yeah, and like we've been talking about, that's a must-have score there for Alberta, especially if they want a good shot at it in the second half. You know, like you had talked about earlier, we saw Ontario in the second game collapse a little bit against Saskatchewan. They were able to hold it down, but, you know, teams start to stall out a little bit, especially once you get that big lead. You think you kind of got it in the bag, but especially in the Canadian game, a lot of ball possession flipping. You got to stay true to what you're doing out there, and you got to hold on.
Pisa's point after was good. 17 on the clock.
Yeah, if Ontario gets a big return here, you know, 17 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but you got 2 timeouts, okay? If you get a couple quick throws off, maybe a Hail Mary look, it'll be interesting to see what this return brings.
The ground game for Alberta is what got it done that drive. We were talking about it. They need to stick with it. It is the best part of their offense.
So we just saw that play again where the offensive linemen reduced their splits. Their hand was never in the ground, so technically they are allowed to move. I think head coach of Ontario, Tommy Canisius, maybe missed that part of it. You don't see that a lot, though, so questions do get asked when something like that happens.
Alberta's head coach, Cody Ehrman, I'm sure will have a big chat with his team at halftime, talking about the momentum that they have succumbed to. Well, I was about to say, I may not say it's too early, but he is brought down. The return man there, let me take a look. I missed the number. I think it was 81. Yep, 81 for Ontario. That is Joshua Otley. He's a 5'6", 145-pound receiver out of London.
Return by number 81, Joshua Otley.
In the Ram-style helmet.
No, I love the little slot style running backs or wide receivers. You know, they're a fun player to watch. They're often shifty, making guys miss.
Yeah, we've seen some talent in terms of those small speedsters. One of them is on the field here, running back number 31. That's a great screen. They've got plenty of blocks up front. Number 82.
You got to get down, get down.
Swallowed down, but that's going to do it.
I don't know if they got the time. They got the timeout. They're going to say that they got the timeout off with 1 second left.
So,
play number 17, Denham Weber.
Oh,
no.
They're not going to say they got the
Interesting. What the referee on one sideline for Ontario's went for timeout. but not to be either way. 21-7 Ontario on Alberta, but Alberta did just score. So, folks, we have a big second half coming in about 15 minutes. I'm Denver Donnelly with Che Morales. You're watching the 2025 Canada Football Cup here in Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
Grab me a fucking here. But then I know it's growing strong. Where's mine?
We're here with Logan Woosley, defensive MVP yesterday for Ontario, and you got a big finals matchup coming up against Alberta. What does it mean for you to be in the championship game yourself?
You know, it means everything. We put in a lot of hard work coming up to this point, the dev camps, the late nights, you know. We've been putting in a ton of work as a team, and we had a goal coming in, and that was gold, and that's what we've been saying this whole time is the gold standard. We needed everybody to be all in, and now that we're here in this big game, the pressure's on, you know. But I think that's where we perform best, and we got to represent. We're Ontario. We won last year. We're looking for that back-to-back. The target's been on us since day one, and we just have to perform.
Yeah, and obviously, I was just going to mention that being the back-to-back champions, what does the team have to do to get over the hump and become back-to-back champions?
Well, I think it all starts with playing as a team. We have the athletes, we have the talent, we need to play together, we have the coaching, we just need to work as one, work as a team, because I feel like that's where we're really going to strive. If you see in our other games, once we started meshing and playing as a team, that's where we really played to our best. That's what I feel.
Yeah, and you've been one of the better linebackers in this tournament. Is there an NFL player that you model your game after?
Well, I feel like it's kind of between two players. Like, I'm a Broncos fan, so I've always loved watching Von Miller. The way he comes off the edge, he's a really high motor player, and you know he gets after the quarterback. And a linebacker I kind of model myself off of is Luke Kuechly. You know, I like to put a lot of time into the film room because I feel like that's what prepares me for when I'm on the field. I can visualize it, I see it. I almost feel like I know the plays before they're going to happen, and he plays that smart. but physical game. And that's where I feel I try and model my game after.
All right, yeah, that's been great. And that'll do it for here. We'll get back with more Canada Cup action in just a moment.
I think after like a big win, it's nice to get in like a cold ocean. It's freezing. It's nice to just like get our mind on something else. Like we like relax before we have to like lock in for the next couple days.
And just have fun. Building sandcastles, playing spike ball. Yeah, it's not all just about football. It takes multiple different things to win a gold medal.
Favorite moment was definitely beating Quebec. We kind of have this long-term rivalry, Alberta and Quebec, and 9 straight years, and it's kind of been back and forth. So to get that win is pretty sweet.
I wasn't sure that we were going to come through. I seen him like running. He ran into it, caught it, risky move. He gets it.
He's going down! 20-10-5! Touchdown Alberta!
And yeah, like fast. I've ever seen him play so fast.
Well, one of the important things right now is our coaches are grinding. They're watching film, they're game planning. They're getting ready for Ontario right now. We just can't quit. I think we're very evident yesterday that there were some bumps in the road.
I want to shout out Coach Erman, my mom and my dad. Thank you for supporting me.
Shout out my mom. She's here actually right now. My dad as well, and just all the players. It's a great community. I appreciate everyone that is there supporting me, and thank you guys.
Play hard, work hard, play hard. Work.
Elbow down the right, to the left, he's going down! 20-10-5, touchdown Alberta!
And Isaiah, you led your team in receptions and rushing yards yesterday. What does it mean to be such a big leader on this Ontario team?
It's a great honor. A lot of great players in Ontario. And I wouldn't say it's personally me. It's more guys getting me the ball, coaches setting me up to be in those spots to get the ball. So it all starts with, practice, meetings, and it leads up to that game, getting those big touchdowns and those receptions.
And you guys are entering a big championship game against Alberta, and they fought against a lot of adversity in their last match, having a comeback in their semifinal. What can you guys do to make sure that they can't do that against Ontario?
I think we just need to keep our heads up when it gets rough, because it's going to get rough at some point, and we kind of step back a bit, let the foot off the pedal. But I think if we keep our foot on the pedal, keep it going, we'll get it done for sure.
Yeah, and on a more personal level, what does it mean to yourself to be in this championship game?
It means a lot. Everyone wants to play in a national championship game, so as a kid growing up, this is the biggest stage right now. It's the biggest game I've played in, so it'll be good.
Yeah, and you have a very versatile running back attitude. And do you have a NFL player that you model your game after?
Honestly, I wouldn't say such not really an NFL player, but I do like watching Derrick Henry. Obviously, I would say I play like him, but he's a great running back to look up to.
Yeah, absolutely. And that has been it for this one with Isaiah Petrick Orr, and we should be back with more Canada Cup action in just a moment. Thank you, man. That was great. Thank you.
Off of the coin toss, Alberta will kick off. Ontario set to receive.
Let's go, boys. Go. Come on.
Welcome back here, folks. Second halftime, Alberta, Ontario. It's 21-7 Ontario here in the gold medal matchup 2025 Canada Football Cup. My name is Denver Donnelly. I'm beside Che Morales. This should be an exciting one. Alberta scoring late to trim the lead. Ontario has the ball first. He bobbles it. Ooh, and recovers it there. Almost disastrous. Number 3 for Ontario recovered. Adam Wiltshire.
Number 3.
Jay, there's our halftime statistics here.
Yeah, Alberta did a great job at establishing the run game, especially in that second quarter there. I think Football Ontario, they came out with a hot start. Not that they started to slow down, but it definitely kind of felt like things started to swing in Alberta's way towards the end of the half there.
Yeah, those rushing yards, vast majority of them were on that drive there that scored the touchdown. So we can see 0 punts today for Ontario. Alberta will look to try to stop their offense and force a few more. This will be a first down carry to Patrick Orr. And that's going to be, I believe, a face mask or a horse collar as well. So we're going to have 15 yards. Good start for Ontario, maybe not so much for Alberta.
Ramani. Flags on the play.
We will take a gander here.
Yeah, they're going to be up 15 here, and all of a sudden they're around the 50-yard line. 55, that is.
Against Team Alberta, major foul.
Just a yard short from right at midfield. So they'll be converging around the X logo.
From the end of the play. Ball spotted on Ontario's 54-yard line, 1st and 10.
Alberta needs to be able to stop this Ontario ground game. As we see here, third down conversions, 2 of 4 Alberta. Ontario has not had to punt or even go for it on third down yet. Buczek rolls right, finds his target, completes. Good job stretching the play out. Complete to number 82, Jackson Maggio, 5'8", 132 out of Burlington.
Down to play number 1, Cole McGinnis. Gain of 7 yards, 2nd down, 3.
Buczek keeping his eyes upfield the whole time, waiting for somebody to get open.
Yeah, that's a great throw on the run there by the quarterback. He keeps his hips open and delivers a strike over the middle.
So just inside Quebec's territory, they're 49. Buczek trips right, he'll fire. It's a wide receiver screen. And he is tackled right near the marker.
Saggio on the reception.
And they're going to give it to him. First down, Ontario.
Gretchen Solomon.
Yeah, a little bit of a misdirection play there from Team Ontario. They had fullback in the backfield. They're going to fake the run to the left, pass to the right on that trip side.
Ball spot on the 44-yard line.
Then the receiver's going to do the rest, get himself a first down there.
Good reception and gain for Deacon Solomon, 20 for Ontario. 2 running backs in motion. Keep an eye on Patrick Orr, and now he will run out. And that hit I was about to say, I believe that hit the ground and up, so that pass is incomplete, too low for Solomon.
Deacon Solomon is incomplete. Second down.
Championship game stats, first half couldn't get much better for Isaiah Patrick Orr, 68 receiving, 43 on the ground, 3 total touchdowns.
Yeah, he's on his way to a big one, and I'm not going to be surprised if they continue to go to him here. He's definitely like a bit of a dual threat here, well, more than a bit. And he's done a good job in the air and in the run. But the offensive coordinator has done a great job at getting Patrick Orr the ball in space.
Speaking of Patrick Orr, to the left, he's got room, and he's going to step out of bounds at the 10.
Last call by number 31, Isaiah Patrick
Scheming him open.
Yeah, and in a tournament like this, you definitely find out who your guys are early. And, you only got 3 games. Those are the guys that you're going to try to get the ball to early and often.
Good strike there by Buczek. And Ontario's in the red zone. They're going to mark him at the 12, first and 10.
Patrick Orr in the backfield again. See if they hand it off here.
Buczek's going to throw it up to his big, tall receiver. Splits the uprights, but oversails him. Incomplete.
Receiver number 11, Brendan McCausland, is incomplete.
Yeah, I think the receiver just got to keep running there. He kind of slowed up. I think he thought that he was going to get the ball thrown more on him. Quarterback was thinking more towards the end of the end zone.
Yeah, just sailed over. If he was at the back there, he would have been there, but
yeah, when you get a big receiver like that, you can really put the ball where no one else can get it, and I think that's what the quarterback tried to do there.
Second down. Alberta sends a bit of pressure, and that is incomplete. Intended for Patrick Orr.
Receiver number 31, Isaiah Patrick Orr, is incomplete.
Ontario sends out their kicking unit. They will attempt a field goal.
We'll see, get a bit of a Sam blitz there from number 42. Patrick Orr chips him on the way out, and that kind of puts him off direction for his route. Trying to catch up there to get it where the quarterback put it. He couldn't get there.
Hayden Buczek, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. That was in the first half. He has added to those statistics here. He has been a great quarterback this week for Ontario. Buczek is a St. Thomas native. No, pardon me, a Milton native. That field goal splits the uprights good, and Ontario will open the second half scoring 24-7.
8:54 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, this Ontario offense has looked very well-rounded. Obviously their ground attack has been kind of the story of the day, but
Football Nova Scotia like
in the same breath, they've done a good job at getting the ball to their playmakers in the wide receiver position, Patrick Orr included. He's caught 4 or 5 passes this game. He's looking at almost 100 yards receiving at this point if he hasn't already hit that mark after that big explosive play.
Alberta now, after Ontario puts up 3. They're going to hand this off first down to Obo. Gets about halfway home, and that'll bring up second down.
Aaron Obo brought down by number 50, Aiden Smallwood.
Going to get a friendly spot there by the official line judge. I think it was about a yard and a half back. Can't complain about that.
2nd and 6, ball on their own 39. You do not want to go 2 and out if you're Alberta here. That is a throw complete, wide open up the middle. He's got space to run down inside the Ontario zone. Number 3, Zachary Arlane.
Tackle on the play, number 23, Keenan Brighton.
Good job by Alberta's quarterback, Mr. Hyndman, there to find the open player.
Yeah, I think they caught Ontario in a bit of a zone look there. Found a soft spot in the middle. Receiver's able to turn it up and yak a couple yards there. Yak 'em.
Yak. Good carry. Aaron Obo continue to chunk away about 4, 5, 6 a carry. He was doing the same last game. He is a power back. He can chip away. Very rarely does he ever get caught in the backfield. It was a 7-yard gain.
Second down, 3.
Yeah, I like the way he runs. Very downhill.
Yeah, we've seen some great power running backs. Saskatchewan's Adams was excellent as well. That kid could barrel through anybody. This is play action. Tipped in the air, and it is caught. He's going to be short. I think he got a yard maybe on the catch. Brings up 3rd down.
And it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here. You know, you're looking at 3 and 2. I mean, if I'm Alberta, I'm confident in my running game so far. You know, just hand that ball off to your big running back, although he looks like he's subbing out of the game here.
Wiltshire with the tackle.
Obo comes out. In comes Thorpe.
They are going to go for it, though.
3rd and 2 to go.
7 in the box for Ontario.
They'll send some pressure. Thorpe. And that extra effort gets him the first down. Continue to press his legs forward. Impressive short run by Thorpe. And the sticks move.
Yeah, it's just a simple downhill run there. Probably a bit of a zone concept. You know, one defender does get through, but he's able to keep pumping his feet, puts his shoulder down, and gets to where he needs to be to gain that first down.
Sled drills coming in handy there. Heineman, he will pass on first down. He's going to take a shot deep to his receiver. Incomplete. Flag down. Quarterback down. This might be roughing the passer. Dago intended receiver.
Yeah, if we get a replay here, you know, I think they send a blitz or at least someone gets through. RB has to pick him up. He takes a bit of a shot, and so does the quarterback.
Penalty is against Team Ontario. Major foul.
Number 24 does a good job, you know, stepping up and making that block. Defender does get through, but he takes a shot after throwing the ball. They're going to have a first down here around the 20-yard line.
1st and 10 right at the 25-42 remaining in this 3rd quarter as the clock starts to tick down again. Heineman and this Alberta offense about taking care of the ball and getting it into the end zone pretty well every time you get it at this point, down 21. First down run for Thorpe. He's got room up the left side. Good cut inside the 5.
It'll be interesting to see if Obo comes back up here for this goal line look. Although Thorpe's doing his thing right now, they will bring the extra big body out.
They sub out Clausy for a big fella.
On the 3-yard line, 1st and goal.
Thorpe's gonna get to see this one through, see if he can put a touchdown up on the board, I think.
7 on the line for Alberta, and Thorpe, I believe he broke the plane. He did. Touchdown, Alberta. And so Alberta answers back with a touchdown of their own.
Touchdown, Alberta.
It's 24-13 pending a point after.
Yeah, you know, and you got to love an offense that has a lot of big bodies up front. I mean, just being able to have the flexibility to have that many guys on the line of scrimmage makes a huge difference in a game like this, in a tournament like this. You know, they got 2 great running backs there. They pounded the rock down the field. I think they started around the 25, 30-yard line. Being able to punch one in and respond to this deadly Ontario offense. We got a game on our hands here in Denver.
Point after is good. We have a flag in the Ontario backfield. But you're right, Jay. We do have a game here. It's up to Alberta here to their defense to take a stand. They have not forced a punt today. They are going to need that to change. You see Joel Thorpe on the sideline taking a breather, getting some water.
I mean, common themes here. You know, both of these teams have a great running game, and you know, in the Canadian game and in tournaments like this, having that running game really opens up the playbook for you. especially if you can chunk away 6 or 7 yards on that first down. Makes a huge difference.
Now, I'll tell you right now, this is well within range for Pisa to get a rouge. We've seen him boot farther than this. There was a 15-yard roughing penalty on Ontario.
Not much wind out here. He might be able to get it done. It'll be interesting to see if they go for a little bit of a moon shot or maybe onside just because of the situation. Even if you only kick it 10 or 15 yards, they're starting around the 35-yard line. You can live with that.
He's set the kick.
There is a couple dead spots in the zone. If they can blast it around that 25-yard line, get a bounce, we shall see. Pisa's going to knuckle it in that dead zone. And Ontario will recover. He's stumbling. Good move, though, to pick up some yardage.
There is a flag down.
Kick return for number 81, Joshua Otley.
Otley on the return.
Tackle the play, number 25.
You got to think that it's probably an illegal block of some sort. Maybe a holding. Ontario might be backing it up here.
Yeah, you don't want that if you're Ontario. Start taking penalties. We were pretty disciplined there in the first half, but if you're going to give, yeah, and that is going to be on Ontario.
And all of a sudden, momentum's starting to shift in the side of Alberta here in the second half.
Yeah, you can feel it. Their crowd's starting to get fired up. You can see their defensive players, number 40, trying to get the crowd going. They're going to get this Alberta crowd. They came all the way from out west. They want to win.
1st and 10.
Ontario's going to come out in a jumbo set of their own here. Won't be surprised if they're running this rock. A little bit of a jet
sweep there. It was dangerous, but Patrick Orr was able to get some yardage.
Oh, they'll throw it late.
And the extra shove out of bounds is going to give him 15.
Wow.
Kind of dicey, but, well, let's take a look. If he was out, he was out.
He was definitely on his way out here, but let's see if his feet are kind of still in bounds. It's definitely, he's out of bounds there. That's a tough one. You got to stay disciplined if you're Alberta there. You know, you got them backed up. They took a bad penalty on the kickoff, or kick return, that is.
Yeah, you give the yards back there. That's an extra 15 now. So Ontario moves out of their danger zone. And like I said, Alberta is having a hard time getting Ontario off the field. No forced punts today. But the Alberta crowd is still rolling. You got to think that penalty there, Patrick Orr, you're just trying to make sure he goes down. That kid's so slippery. But as I said, once they're out of bounds, they're out of bounds. 4:15 trickling down on the clock. Ball on the 25. Buczek, he's going to thrash short. It is complete. And he could have speed to the right. Good tackle, but it's a first down for Ontario.
Yeah, Alberta sends a little linebacker off the edge there. A Will linebacker, I believe. RB steps up, covers him. I mean, ball's off anyways. But that's a great block there by number 11 to spring this pass.
Causing the big body using it there. As we have I believe that might be McCausland actually on one knee again. This will be the second time today.
Yeah, it looked like he had a bit of a trip or fall there towards where the tackle was made. He was in on the play.
So that being said, we'll take a quick breather as he gets attended to by the staff. All right, and we are back 1st and 10. Ball on the 40. Patrick Orr just slithers his way through for a gain of 7. Good run.
Ball carried by number 31, Isaiah Patrick Orr. Brought down by number 25, Colton Jackson McConnell.
Ontario will have no problem trying to grind out first downs on the ground here.
At number 54,
a little bit of a flip up there at the end, showing that he's not tired here in that second half.
Alberta needs a stand. They need some plays, a forced turnover, something here. They are down 10, still plenty of time to go, but you can't keep letting Ontario drive down the field. Burning clock and potentially putting up more points. This is an outside run to the right. That is great pursuit, and there you go. That's exactly what they needed, tackle for loss, and that will force the Ontario punt.
Tackle on the play.
First one today.
Bradley.
So Alberta, bend but don't break. They get the ball back.
I mean, and we've seen this before from this Alberta team. You know, they do a good job at staying level-headed, you know, trusting their offense, trusting their run game, okay, dinking and diming down the field, trying to make something happen on offense. And, I mean, their defense has been stout this whole tournament. They make a big-time stop here on 2nd and short, and now they're getting the ball back with 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 50 seconds-ish in the third quarter.
And that just bobbled off the ground. Impressive kick considering. The return man is going to step out of bounds at the 40 up there, short gain, Odenyo. And at the 40, Alberta will start their next drive. We have a flag near Ontario's side, though. Shall check that marker in a minute here. Alberta, you just got to, I would just hand that ball off to Obo and Thorpe. Work on that, see if that can set you up for some play action passes. It's been working since they've been going back to it. Oh, and a roughing call on Ontario, another undisciplined penalty.
Yeah, and that's usually how these games go. You know, if you start giving up those penalties, momentum starts to shift, and you start to get down on yourselves. You know, Ontario's got to bounce back here. Alberta's been doing a good job of staying disciplined besides that one penalty that they took, but they were able to stop the defense around the midway point.
Right at midfield. Let's see what Heineman has in store. It's a handoff to Obo, who will pick up about 5 or 6.
Ball carrier number 2, Aaron Obo. Brought down by number 64, Mateos Jackson. Gain of 6 yards, 2nd down 4.
And with a 6-yard gain there, you're not going to complain. Put your offense in a good position.
I would give it right back to him. But he does have trips left. Alberta loves the 5-wide look. Been running it pretty well most of today. Obo finds space to the right. That's going to be, no, he's going to be short by about 2 yards after a 2-yard pickup.
Yeah, Obo's trying to do a lot out there. I think he's just got to kind of try to keep it north there instead of going side to side. Kind of gets caught up behind a good defensive end there.
Obo and Clausy check out. They are going heavy. Thorpe and an extra O lineman, number 65, checking in for Alberta. Leland Mosel from Calgary.
Let's go, Leland.
As Heineman. Hand off Thorpe. He's got the first down and then some power in his way through. Good run. Alberta moves the chains.
Joel Thorpe. Brought down by number 50, Aiden Smallwood.
This Alberta offense, you know, they're looking impressive out here in this third quarter. If they can get a score here before the fourth, it'll put them in a great position as Ontario has a defensive lineman down. Same player who was cramping earlier. You got to think that knee or hamstring or whatever he's got going on is bothering him.
Yeah, and they're just going to stretch him out there. See, ball will be 1st and 10 at the 38, 54 seconds remaining. Just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors for the final time this week. St. FX University, One Team Sports, Coach Atlantic, the province of Nova Scotia, town of Antigonish, the municipality of the county of Antigonish, and 101.5 The Hawk. Thank you all very, very much. This tournament has been awesome. And I want to give a quick shout out, obviously, to my color commentator, Che, Karen Willette, Football Nova Scotia, Football Canada, allowing me this opportunity to call this great tournament. This will be the second funnest weekend of my summer. I will keep the first to myself. That is a run up the gut. Heineman!
Ball carried by the quarterback, number 12, Harrison Heineman.
Big tackle there by number 26. He gets a hold of Hyman's leg, able to wrap him up. You know, Hyman's a slippery ball runner there. Tries to make a guy miss, little jump cut spin move.
Messam Barton on the tackle, physical tackle. He's had a couple of those here today for Ontario, and now second and long. This will either be the first or it's probably be the last play of this quarter. We shall see. Hyman has pressure coming right. He rolls left. Rolls left. He's got a man open. He's got two open. Finds his man, Clausy, who gets a block. Still on his feet. Down to the 5.
Pass is blocked by the receiver, number 20.
So great block there. A couple good blocks there from his offensive line. If we get a replay here, we'll see it. They do a bit of a sprint out look. Okay, one of the offensive linemen is going to get out wide and then turn back. Actually, it was his receiver there. Does a great job on number 95, giving his quarterback lots of time. Quarterback rolls out to the left. That's not an easy throw to make. He's got to flip his hips, flip his shoulders, and deliver a strike.
Excellent blocking. Alberta has been fantastic at that today. That's good coaching, you can tell, when you get all the players buying in, and especially coming out after a halftime down big to get this effort, not showing any quit and a ton of resolve. So obviously Cody Ehrman and his staff should be very proud, but they want to keep it going as we enter the fourth quarter.
8-8-5-4-9.
Yeah, Alberta's going to have a look here from the 5-yard line, try to punch it in. 3 attempts here. I mean, I won't be surprised if they go run here. The run game has definitely picked up here in the second half, in that third quarter. If they can get something done here, it'll be a 24-21 lead for Ontario. 3 points, I mean, this is turning into one hell of a game here.
Here we go. First play of the fourth quarter, 24-14. Early on, I was worried this would be another rout, but we have got ourselves a hell of a football game here and a hell of a finish coming up, no doubt. As after these plays, we will have some stats after 3 quarters of play as a Ontario player is running off. Late
First
substitution.
and goal from the 5.
Looks like maybe something's wrong with his attire. Might have a... Oh, they're going to get him for knee pads.
And the clock was running. It's now at 11:40. Yeah, there we go. I was about to say. So we're at 12 minutes. Here we go. You got to imagine this is a run to Thorpe, although Ontario is heavy in the box. Thorpe trying to find room. Down to the 2.
Ball carried by number 24, Joel Thorpe, brought down by number 95, Braden Thompson.
Joel Thorpe. He had 61 yards on the ground. Obo 85. Both of them averaging 6.8 yards a carry.
From the 2.
Patrick Orr 9.4 yards a carry. All the running backs have been great today. Quarterbacks as well. This has been an excellent football game, folks. Can't ask for too much more. To the thousands of people that have watched this week, we have a stunner here as Thorpe pushes his way through. Touchdown.
Number 24, Joel
Alberta
into the end zone.
just keeps going. Down 4, PAT left, and there is a ton of time left, folks.
Yeah, if you're Ontario here, you know, you got to respond. You got to try to make something happen. I mean, I'm sure they're going to lean on their running game with what will look to be a 3-point lead after this PAT. If they can milk down the clock a little bit, they'll put themselves in a good position to try and walk away with this dub. But this Alberta team is storming back.
I saw about 3 red sweaters in between Thorpe and that goal line. He just lunged himself forward, would not be denied, as Pisa will line up for the PAT, and it is good.
And
more than good.
Point after is good. 11:20 remaining in the fourth quarter. Ontario 24.
And as we can see, Ontario's coach trying to settle down his players, just saying, all right, let's relax. Let's just keep doing what we're doing on offense here. If you're Alberta, you have all the momentum. See, Obo, he did not score the touchdown, but he has been excellent today. Both running backs. Thorpe has 2 touchdowns. Hindeman has a rushing touchdown. And for Ontario, all 3 have been Isaiah, Patrick Orr, 1 through the air, 2 rushing.
Yeah, you know, when you have multiple running backs that you trust in and you believe in, explosive, okay, it makes your running game a little bit easier because you got a fresh guy out there as much as possible.
Hayden Busick, the quarterback for Ontario, 13-18, 177, 2 touchdowns, no picks, no sacks either. Ontario keeping them clean, but the pressure's on now. Here comes Alberta into the hit. Good wrap up. Good return.
Barton on the return.
You can feel the intensity picking up here, folks. There's Joel Thorpe.
44.
Big number 24. 9 carries, 61 yards in the third. He's got a rushing touchdown added.
I think he's got 2 now after that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
he's having a great
Ball
day.
spot on the 28-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, you're right. He has 2 on the ground now, and Thorpe and Obo, we will be seeing both of them plenty. Just like I am certain I would put a pretty sizable amount of money. This handoff's going to Patrick Orr. And I win. Patrick Orr. Up the middle, wrapped up only a short. Well, he got about 4 to 5. Not a bad gain, but if you're Alberta, you'll take that considering he has been averaging 9.5 on the ground.
You know, 3 touchdowns for Patrick Orr. Got a couple of touchdowns for Thorpe. Good amount of running yards for Obo. I mean, I'm taking any of these guys in fantasy at this point.
Yeah, redraft leagues going crazy. I would expect some pressure coming. They do. Here comes Alberta. Clean pocket, though. He's got a man. Incomplete. What coverage? Number 27, Nima Ramini.
Broken up by number 20.
And that's a great defensive play there. A little bit of a celebration at the end. Refs are letting him play for sure here today in the championship game. But he goes stride for stride with that receiver there, right on his hip.
That's
okay,
impressive.
got his hands up, makes the stop. That's a big-time play there for number 27.
His eyes were facing. You'll see he never looks back at the ball, but just great timing putting his arm in. He did about every celly a DB can do. Don't they all? I appreciate it. Here comes the punt, second of the day. It's a pretty good one. Good hang time. Good catch, though. It could have been dangerous. Pardon me. I want to pronounce this correct. Odenyo. Right around midfield. And ladies and gentlemen, with a second under 10 to go, Alberta has the ball back, and they're going to mark them at the 52-yard line near Quebec Summit, or Ontario's, pardon me.
52-yard line. 1st and 10, Alberta.
And Alberta here, you know, if they can put up a touchdown, even a field goal here, they're going to be pretty happy with the outcome. They got the ball in Ontario zone to start. A little bit of a 5-wide, 1 back.
Obo up the gut. Good tackle, though. Number 37. That's the big fellow, Woolsey.
You know, Woolsey's been having a heck of a day today. I mean, that's not an easy guy to tackle. Number 2, Obo. We've been saying he's a power back all night. In this play, he gets stuffed right around the 2-yard gain mark. It's a great tackle by Woolsey. Hits him low, wraps up.
I like he has no gloves either. That's old school linebacker stuff.
Old school grit.
Huge 2nd and 8 at the 50. Quads left. He rolls left. He's got a man. Come on, and we better watch it. Strip. Oh, and Obo fell on it.
Ball carried by the quarterback number 12, Harrison Hindman. Fumble on the play.
And I agree with this call. Just punt the ball away if you're Alberta. You got plenty of time still.
Yeah, plenty of time left. You know, you're only down 3. Looks like you got the wind in this quarter at least. If we get one, if Pisa gets a good kick here, he's got a chance to maybe score a rouge if he can get it over the head of the returner.
I saw him score a few from this distance against Quebec the other day. By the way, that was Braden Thompson, 95, who forced the fumble for Ontario.
Need a big one.
That is good reception at the 5. Wraps him up. Tackle down.
Wow.
Tackling inside the 10. Ontario will start their next drive. He's These two crowds are getting fired up. They know it's a close game, both sides. We have teams that have participated in the tournament all week here as well. Probably the biggest crowd, of course, the gold medal matchup we've seen.
Ball spot on the 11-yard line, 1st and 10 on
If we just take a minute, just want to shut out both these teams. This is one heck of a game. Regardless of the score, we got 8 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Both of these teams playing hard here. You can tell both sides of the ball want this win.
Yeah, all you can ask for is this kind of game is the defense chance ring out here for Alberta. Trips right. Buczek swings to his running back. And we've seen success today on that. This time it's to the number 2 back, Cater, pardon me.
Tackle the play, number 42.
Josiah Cater, pardon me. So good opening play to give Ontario some space and a first down.
And this play has been there for them all day. They got 3 receivers to the field side. They swing out the running back, and now he's just got blockers ahead of him. You just got to make someone miss. It's been effective all day.
Is an outside run. Alberta is all over him, pushes him out of bounds. No dice there. Number 22, Tate Bradley.
Pushed out of bounds by number 22, Tate Bradley.
Yeah, if we get the replay here, we'll see the right tackle's trying to reach that
In
the
the
end.
yard, 2nd down, 9.
He's doing a good job, but he's got to keep his feet moving. Kind of makes the running back have to balance it a little bit. Good pursuit there by number 22.
Brings up 2nd and 9. They'll give him a yard on the carry. Getting loud at Xfield now. Alberta showing pressure. They sent off. They send that pitch out. Breaks a tackle. And that is close. They're going to mark him about a yard short, though, maybe a yard and a half.
Looks like they're going for this. They're going to bring a couple of big guys out. This is a big, big play here for Ontario.
3rd down and 2.
You know what? I like this. I like this play call. It's if you can maintain the ball control here, you get a first down, you're putting yourself in the driver's seat with 6 minutes and 45 seconds left.
This is going to be a line battle here. Alberta, Ontario. Outside run to the right, and Patrick Orr has that, and then some. Big first down, ballsy call by Ontario. And they move the chains. Clock keeps ticking. They're up 3.
That's good for an Ontario first down.
Yeah, that's a big play there. You can't be scared to call that one, especially in your own zone around the 35-yard line. 2 yards to gain. You bring up a couple big guys. Trust in your running back that's been solid all day, and he gets it done for you.
Buczek. Patrick Orr's got space. And right around the first down marker, I believe they're going to give it to him.
That's a great play design here. What you're going to see is a running back going from the boundary to the field side. Sorry, wide receiver that is. He's going to fake out the D-line, stretch him out a little bit, and running back Patrick Orr is going to slam right down the middle and gain a good, sizable gain there.
Tackled by number 7 for Alberta. That's Dernan Dyer.
A little bit of pressure coming here.
Oh, wow. And the handoff, and Cater, one man to beat, and he is going to score. Touchdown, Cater.
This is a big play here. Team Alberta tries to send a bit of an exotic pressure, whether they were trying to send some misdirection or they were just confused up front. When we see the replay here, you're going to see a couple moving parts from Alberta's defense. And it seems like they just caught him in the right moment or in the right blitz. That run's going to pop big here.
He was off to the races. The point after is good, make it a 10-point ball game. Alberta's got 5:07 left. This game is not over.
No, it's definitely not over yet. You know, we've seen these kind of games all week long. Okay, 2-score game here. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Alberta's got to do something quick here. Okay, if they can score anything here, I mean, they'll have to live with a 3-point field goal if that's what it comes to. But
they have an excellent kicker too, so they can get a touchdown. It's not like Pisa. He's got a leg and good accuracy.
And we saw it late in Alberta's game against Quebec. They had that punt return for a touchdown that won them the game.
There's Cater, 60 yards to the house. This kickoff is going to be.
Oh
no! Obo kind of came over and
tried
to receive it. Maybe a costly mistake there. They were thankful to get the ball back.
He's got to leave that for the other returner there. You got 2 returners back there for a reason. Okay, number 3 was setting up to receive the kick. Obo kind of steals it from him and fumbles it in the
ball spot on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, Alberta.
I mean, I won't be surprised here if Alberta takes a shot to number 11, especially if they can get him in one-on-one. He's definitely a jump threat over there.
Yeah, they haven't gone deep too many times to him. This is play action. Shovel pass, nice design to Thorpe. Good run, still on his feet, physical. Excellent shovel pass concept there. I thought that looked dangerous, but it made it work.
Yeah, they've had a couple of these kind of Andy Reid style plays here. A little bit of a shovel pass, fakes him one way, gives it to him right back. Now he's going to get downhill, and this is all weight room here.
Lower in the shoulder, getting low. Low man wins. 5 wide per usual. Hindman over the middle. That is complete for a gain of about 7.
Pass is caught by number 3, Zachary
Arlane. Clock ticking over. You're about to be about 4 minutes to go.
37, Logan Woosley.
Yeah, and if you're Alberta here, I mean, you definitely got to try to convert this first down for sure, but at some point you got to think to take a shot. Down 2 scores.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's a handoff. It is to Thorpe. Bounces out right, finds the hole. First down at midfield.
Ball game number 24, Joel Thorpe. Tackle the play, number 97, Leo Lamoureux. Good for first down.
They got to speed up their operations a little bit here, I think. The clock's still ticking. We're almost down to the 3-minute warning, so they will get a stop then.
Just took them almost a minute to get now their second playoff in that amount of time. I agree. A little more hurry up might be needed. Is a play action. Good strike. Finds his man on the short slant, who powers his way for about 9.
Pass is caught by the receiver,
Xander Odenyo.
Xander Odenyo.
It's 2025. Football Canada Cup is at the 3-minute warning, I believe. They're about to signal if they didn't.
Deshaun Duncan, 2nd and 1.
There we go. 3 whistles, 3 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 3-minute warning.
Here we go. Ontario looking for a stand. This is 2nd and 1. Another handoff to Obo. Picks up the first. Alberta is going to have to hurry up here.
Yeah, they definitely got to try to take a shot here at some point. You know, I know they love their run game, but at this point in the game, if they don't air that out, try to score quickly.
See if you can maybe get like a pass interference, something at least. But the big thing here, they need chunk play. They need to get in the end zone, or at least get close enough to kick, make a decision.
I mean, I like Odenyo at any point here, really.
He's looking for him. Doesn't like what he sees, though. Goes right. He's got a man on the sideline. Caught. Good strike.
Oh, you got to get out of bounds there.
Yeah, you do.
You got to get out of bounds there.
He was right there. Clock will continue to run after the referee blows the whistle.
Coaches are going to be happy about that one.
That was Yip with the reception. Good time by Hindman to stretch the play out, not force anything. Found his open guy. He's been good at that a lot today. Both quarterbacks have been. They have been on the money. As Hindman, just like that, we are going quick here. He's rolling right. And he will just keep it for a very short yard gain. He had a one-on-one opportunity up for Odenyo. I guess it would have been a jump ball, but
I like his chances.
yeah, I'm saying one-on-one. See how many more times you get that. Whitlock is down, number 97. No, pardon me, the name is Leo Lamoureux from Kitchener. He'll just take a knee.
They get a free stoppage here. Or I guess quarterback got out of bounds, so the clock would have stopped anyways.
2:16 on the clock. That was a 1-yard scamper.
Going to ask at this time for teams participating in the closing ceremonies to make their way.
Yeah, we have our closing ceremonies after this. We will have our game MVPs prior. I'll hand out silver and gold medals. And we will see. Right now, Ontario's looking good, but Alberta, if they can get one quick, we can make things very interesting. This has been a hell of a football game, folks. Hell of a tournament, to be honest. These kids have been playing their asses off. I respect that immensely. A lot of these kids, they're going to move on to the next level. First, they need to compete in their high school seasons. But for some of these kids, this will be the biggest tournament they play in. It'll be something they remember, honestly, probably for the rest of their lives. So definitely a cool moment for these kids across this country to come here to beautiful Antigonish, Nova Scotia. And what a facility, too. Shout out to St. FX. I can't imagine there's too many more better places to host a tournament like this, all things considered.
Big second down here for Alberta.
2nd and 9. Hyman's looking left. Dangerous tight throw. He did catch it, though. Good catch.
So what do you think here? Do you go, you take your 3, take your medicine, and try to get a stop? I think so.
That's what they're going to do. They're sending out Pisa. This is a very makeable kick. He's got a great leg.
3rd down.
And I like this decision. I think 3rd and a bit of distance, about, 5? Take your points, trust your defense. But of course, let's see.
Alberta's sideline trying to distract the kicker here.
Ontario side getting loud. Snap down, Pisa's kick. It is good.
Pisa's 31-yard field goal is
all right. So that's part 1, 31-24, and now they will need to get a huge stop on defense. You know Ontario's running that rock.
Yeah, they've had great success all day with the ground and pound attack. It'll be interesting to see which running back starts off for Ontario. You know, Patrick Orur has had a great job. You definitely got to watch out for the swing pass. But Patrick Orur has done a great job. I mean, they also got that backup running back who's also had a couple explosive ones as well.
Including that touchdown the last drive, which looking at it now is massive. That's the difference in this game, 7 points. Ontario looking to hang on here. Gold medal on the line.
Looks like they got Patrick Orur in the slot.
They will hand this off to Cater, who gets a big chunk and a first down.
Ball carrier number 15, Jesse Cater.
Just power football. We thought maybe Patrick Orur outside, but Ontario smash mouth, and they move the chains. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining.
I don't think you got to worry about timeouts yet if you're Alberta, but you definitely, once you start getting around that 1 minute line, you're going to want to start taking some of those. Ontario's definitely going to not snap until 2 or 3 seconds left on this clock.
If I'm Alberta, I am sending the house. They get Cater. They're great tackle. Behind the line, number 1, Cole McInnes.
Cater, the ball carrier.
Yeah,
I
I
was gonna
definitely
say timeout.
Timeout here.
McInnes in on the tackle.
Yeah, and there
it
goes
is.
Alberta's first timeout.
Timeout, Alberta.
And we are setting up here a massive 2nd down. Decision time for Ontario, too. How aggressive do you get?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Ontario here, you know, you're up a touchdown. I think you probably go for a run again. Keep it on the ground, keep the clock running. if Alberta wants to run the clock, if Alberta wants to call a timeout, you want to use that. Seems like the Alberta sideline is getting pretty excited.
We got a whole team down by their end zone cheering them on.
That looks like to be Team Manitoba.
As all the teams are filing in, we will see them for the closing ceremonies. Look at Alberta, they are fired up. We're about to hear some noise. What a crowd on hand here at St. FX Field. And what a game. Couldn't ask for it to be much better. 2nd and 12.
Oh, try to draw him offside there.
Alberta does not bite.
Looks like they're sending the blitzing linebacker.
What a tackle! Ooh! Looking like a clothesline from hell, JBL.
Wow. And you got to think that Ontario's looking for some sort of a flag on that one.
The referees are discussing in the middle. There's no way you can call it after. I don't know. I think he just closed him right in the chest. It was a little high, but either way, ladies and gentlemen, Alberta gets the ball back. It's down 7, 1 timeout.
Will we see another punt return magic play here?
Remember last time Obo got a little carried away, almost cost them, but I will tell you, could it be deja vu for Alberta's 2? This punt is complete, and Alberta's going to have good field positioning. Odenyo on the return. So, folks, if you have friends, family that are up to absolutely nothing, tell them to tune in right now. Thousands watching at home as we have this gold medal matchup coming down to the wire. Less than a minute left. Field. We have teams on teams surrounding the field. A massive crowd on hand. There you see them. Manitoba, New Brunswick. Looks like BC there in the black and orange. I couldn't make out. I think they were all cheering for Alberta. I don't know what Ontario did. But it's definitely mostly a pro-Alberta crowd, although Ontario's is coming on. 4 wide right. Hyman to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Finds his space. Still moving down to the 31. Shoved out of bounds.
Wow. And Ontario, I think they're going to get away with one there. You know, refs are letting the boys play. This is a big moment. Okay, quarterbacks are looking for anything they can on the scramble there. He definitely gets hit a little bit late, but when you're trying to gain yards, especially in a moment like this, if you want to get out, you got to get out.
9:02 local time. The lights are on, and they are bright. Alberta, 31 yards, 49 seconds. It's first down. They have a timeout left. Hyman drops back, looking right, looking left. He scrambles. Oh, and he just stumbled and hit down low, right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he had a receiver open at the bottom.
I thought 20 Clazy, he had a shot.
Didn't see him. It's a tough one. Way to scramble back to the line, though. Make sure not to take a sack. They're going to go hurry up here, try to save that timeout. Lots of time left on this clock.
35 seconds left. It's 2nd and 11. He did lose a yard outside. That is complete on the inside. But it brings up 3rd down, and the clock will tick. Decision time for Alberta. Do you burn the timeout here to make sure you get the 3rd down player? Do you let him go? And they will call timeout, I figured as such.
I think you got to call timeout there. You know, you want to think this one over, make sure you get the right decision. You know, this is the biggest play of the game, biggest play of the year probably for him. Looking at a 3rd and 2, 2.5. If you can convert this, you got to hurry to the line, try to get another play off.
This is a great atmosphere here at St. FX Field. Listen to the crowd, folks.
And it seems to me that every team on the sideline there is on the side of Alberta. I mean, I got to think that it's because Ontario was the 1 seed last year. You know, they kind of steamrolled through every team. I mean, they've done a great job this year at maintaining pressure through the air, maintaining pressure through the ground, keeping and gaining leads when they wanted, but Seems to me all of Canada is against Ontario right now.
Hey, it's typical. But here we go. No jokes aside. Hyman, third down. Handoff to Thorpe. That's close.
He's going to get it.
And he got the first down. Holy smokes. They got to hurry, though. 24. The clock will start ticking on the referee's signal.
Good for first down.
I mean, I think you take a shot here because take a shot one-on-one to Obo or
Odenyo 11 on the right.
Oh, false start.
They get away with it. Rolling left. Hyman up in the air, and it sails out of bounds. Late flag. Hyman down, and he is injured.
Flag on the play.
Oh, my goodness. That's going to be 15.
That is a very bad penalty to take at this point in the game.
Hyman hurt. You hate to see this.
Quarterback, second string quarterback on the Alberta side starting to get some throws in. He realizes his time is coming here. I don't think we've seen him yet this tournament.
Off the bench in the biggest situation.
They definitely got a false start there by the left tackle you saw on the left of your screen there.
Yeah, they got away
away with one. But Hyman trying to make a play. You see him at the end there, gets a big shot. And then he stands up and fires up the crowd.
That kid's staying in the game, I bet you.
He can't.
Oh, he can't.
Once the injury goes down, he's out for 3 plays.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And that's going to be the rest of this drive.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be able to come back in here for the rest of this game. And it's going to be on the back of the second string quarterback.
So holy smokes. The new quarterback is number 8, Eli Koronik.
I mean, we're standing up here in the booth. This one is a
insane.
classic.
No one's sitting here. Koronik. Handoff, Thorpe up the left. Touchdown! Touchdown! Unbelievable! And a late flag. Oh my goodness.
It's not going to matter. It's going to be
if the
after.
touchdown will stand. I don't know. There was an Ontario player standing there. 36.
It'll be interesting to see what this flag is on. Probably a little bit of after the score antics. But we'll see here on the run, on the replay. Thorpe just willing his way into the end zone, breaking multiple tackles to do so. I mean, he's had one heck of a game here. Little counter look here.
Oh my goodness.
Gets away with a face mask too, honestly.
What a run by Thorpe. There was 11 seconds on clock. He gets tackled in bounds. They would have to quick snap for their next play. Thorpe making sure. There was a flag. We're about to see the call. Oh my goodness, it's on Ontario.
I mean, you can't go for 2 here, I don't think. Not in a
They
matchup
don't even have their
like
quarterback
this.
now either.
You got your backup quarterback in. You just got to tie this one up and push into overtime.
Pisa, point after attempt on the way.
And Pisa's been perfect all day.
Snap down, good hold. Alberta has tied it up. 6 seconds remaining. These kids are the cardiac kids. Unbelievable.
I mean, and we said it at the beginning of the game. I'll say it again. Key word there when I think of Alberta in this tournament has been consistency. You know, they've never shied away from the run. They get a running touchdown there in the last play of the game. You know, they've been down multiple times in this tournament, and they've stayed steady. They're kicking off.
Dude,
oh my goodness.
I just thought because of that penalty, Pisa has a chance. If he gets a boot, I have seen him make this to take the lead.
He can walk away with a rouge. This is true Canadian football here, folks.
Pisa. This crowd is absolutely buzzing. Pisa's kick. Caught.
He's going to be all right.
He'll be all right. And now I just say get down. And he does. There's 1 second on the clock. We'll see if they give it to him or they just take this to overtime.
Yeah, they're going to take it right to overtime.
Unbelievable.
What a comeback here from Alberta.
Folks, you can't ask for a better gold medal game here. 31-31. And those teams on the sideline behind the end zone, they'll have to wait a little longer. Unbelievable. All right, folks, I'm Denver Donnelly alongside Shea Morales. We'll be right back in a minute here for this overtime action at the 2025 Canada Football Cup. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we start this overtime, each team will start at the 35. Each team will get a possession in overtime. We will have a coin toss to determine who gets it first. This is unbelievable, folks. Extra bonus football here. If this isn't the greatest gold medal game in this tournament's history, I could not imagine a better one.
And I'm just thinking back, I believe in the first half there was a missed field goal from Ontario, if I don't remember.
Yep, went right off the uprights. And that started
right
the
off
comeback.
the upright, and that's when Alberta started rolling.
It is unbelievable the comebacks we've seen this week. Alberta, I didn't think their ending against Quebec could get better, but we're about to get one. Their two running backs, Obo Thursday against Quebec, Thorpe getting in the end zone here. Their quarterback was injured. They had their backup in, and they still score.
Yeah, so I think how it'll work is Hyman will have to stay out for at least one more play, but that includes special teams play, so depending on if they get the ball first or not. But, you know, sometimes referees miss that kind of stuff, and, I mean, you got to think they're going to try to be as sharp as possible in a game like this, so.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ontario will start on offense first. Our stats after 4 quarters. Over 400 yards of offense, both teams. Unbelievable. The rushing yards, 200 apiece. This game is even Steven. Ontario with a pretty significant advantage in the possession. But boy, oh boy, man.
Ontario will scrimmage
So,
first and
35.
10 from Alberta's 35-yard line.
You got to figure how much left is in the tank for these teams. 3 games in 6 days. But just a little more. Raucous atmosphere here at St. FX Field in Antigonish. Buksek fumbles the snap and he's down.
Wow.
Oh boy, that's going to be a loss. Second down.
You got to think the mental's getting in the way there. Look to be an okay snap here. It just fumbles off the hands of the quarterback. This is probably the biggest game of his life to date.
You got to think how many of these kids have been in a championship game that goes to overtime. I pretty well guarantee you maybe none of them. This is unbelievable. Buksek, a classic in Antigonish. Sending the blitz, picked up nicely. Buksek, incomplete. Intended receiver, Will Pereira, third down. Oh boy.
Third down.
And they are going to kick a long field goal.
Yeah, this is not an easy chip shot here, okay? They're kicking one from around the 46.
Grebe to give Ontario the 3-point lead and force Alberta to get at least 3 on their possession. If it is no good, Alberta will have a glorious opportunity. Here we go. Grebe. Snap down. The kick is good.
What a kick from the kicker there. That is not an easy kick. That is a next level one for sure. Especially thinking about the pressure there that he's probably under.
Yeah. Ice in his veins. This game continues on. 3-point lead, Ontario. Alberta Must have a field goal to force it into double overtime. A touchdown wins it. And if Ontario holds, they are the champions.
And if you're Alberta here, you know, you're able to hold them to 3 on that first drive. You got to think just run the rock, get as close as possible. Your run game's been strong all day. You don't need to force anything. Take your time. Be meticulous with your play call and try to get as close as possible.
Here we go. Handoff to Thorpe. That's a good solid run up the middle. That is enough for a first down on the first down carry.
Hyman is back in the game here.
Yeah, good to see that. Took a lick, had to sit out the plays, but he is back. This game has taken so many twists and turns. You gotta love the game of football. Hyman trips to the left. It'll be another handoff to Thorpe. He's got room up the middle, and he's inside the 5.
And you just knew that this is what Alberta was going to try to execute here. Only down 3 points in overtime. Their running game has been electric all day long. They're running up on 250 total rushing yards in the game. I mean, if I'm Alberta here, just keep handing that rock off.
I don't see any reason to mix it up here. Give
Thorpe's
that ball to
still in the
2-4. Thorpe. Here we go.
They got a ton down on the front. I mean, they're not hiding it here.
First and goal at the 6. It's Thorpe to the right. Still fighting. But Ontario pushes them back. Second down.
I mean, I'm running it again here. I'm running it again here if I'm Alberta. You've trusted in your run game, all tournament. Worst case scenario, you have to kick, and we continue with this overtime experience. But I'm not surprised if Thorpe gets this one. Maybe a play action look if they're feeling a little.
For the win. And the championship. Thorpe is in! Touchdown! Alberta! And the field is being stormed! Alberta is the champions of this great country! Look at this scene, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable.
And that's the end of the football game.
We got a classic here in Antigonish.
Oh my goodness, could you ask for anything better?
Team Ontario 34.
What a game.
Every team in Canada right now is happy except for Ontario. I've never seen something like this before.
Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute classic. Let's see here. 37-34 in overtime. Alberta, national champions. What a game.
And the Let's Go Alberta chants raining down from the bleachers. These parents are proud of their kids. Seems like this whole country is proud of these kids right now. Ontario's got to hold their heads high in this moment. I mean, they played one heck of a game, one heck of a tournament. But, you know, Ontario came in as the 1 seed. And it just seems to me that these kids are excited to see a new champion.
Someone call TSN or Sportsnet and say, hey, man, we know it's the summer. This was the best game of the summer. I don't care what league, what sport you're watching. The drama of this tournament was unbelievable, and this game lived up to the billing. Team Alberta, gold medal champions. Unbelievable. Look at the field here. Great sportsmanship. You love to see it from these two clubs. All the teams will set up for the closing ceremonies. Holy smokes. What a tournament. What a championship final. And you're absolutely right, Shay. Ontario has nothing to hang their head on.
No, they played a great game, you know. It's tough when you go up early and you let that comeback happen. But, I mean, their offense was explosive all day. Their defense was stout. they played one heck of a game.
That is about one of the craziest endings of any game I've ever seen in my life. By far the best game I've ever commentated. And Team Alberta with another comeback win. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Denver Donnelly alongside Che Morales here at the 2025 Canada Cup. As they bring out the medals, trophies, etc. I'm Denver Donnelly. I'm going to try to get an interview with one of these Alberta kids. It's going to be hard. Hopefully Mr. Thorpe. But I'm Denver alongside Che. Thank you all very, very much. And goodbye from Antigonish, Nova Scotia. That was unreal.
Oh my God. That was the craziest shit. Hey, congrats. You deserve it, man. You guys are great. Hey, back up. Go back. Back it up, guys. Thank you, Mosa. Good job, guys. Good job. Scooch down. Get fired up, baby. Holy shit. Can you believe that?
Let's go.
Congrats, guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys.
Pretty important in that.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to begin with player of the game honors. From Team Ontario on offense, your MVP, number 15, Jesse Kader.
Over that way.
Your most valuable player on defense from Team Ontario, number 36, Tristan Downey. From Team Alberta on offense, your MVP, number 24. MVP, number 25, Colton Jackson McCall. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, the defensive player of the tournament, from Team Ontario, number 51, Carter McBurney. The winner of the offensive most valuable player of the tournament, from Team Ontario, number 31, Isaiah Patrick Orr. And the winner of the special teams most valuable player of the tournament from Team Alberta, number 2, Aaron. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have Coach Gary Waterman from the St. Francis Xavier X-Men and Rob Suffren, President of Football Nova Scotia, to present the prestigious medals. Let's give a warm round of applause as we commence the medal ceremony.
We're going over here to South.
Okay.
Bronze medals for Team Saskatchewan.
Congratulations, boys.
I'm so sweaty. I'm cheering so hard.
The plane ride home is going to be great.
Holy shit.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yes! Yeah.
Take a minute. Coming up next.
What? What are you saying, sorry?
You want to do the interview after he gets his medal?
Yeah, it's not me doing it though, but we do want to.
Who's going to film it, just so we know?
It'll be me.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'll film it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll do it. I thought he was asking me to interview him, sorry. But yeah, I'll film it, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, we can wait till he gets his medal, and then he's got it on.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're going to do this.
Like, they got Melvin going through the bronze.
Yeah.
So. That shit was. How good was that for you?
We were all standing.
What?
Just like seeing the crowd.
And our silver medals to Team Ontario.
Running at me, and I'm like, oh, I'm just going, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh, that was great. Storm the field. Like, that's awesome.
It was so nuts.
Left, every play. On the left.
You guys should invest in so you can get like 6-7 mic crew, bro. Shot the 6-7 mic. I'm quite alright.
Yo, come back, please.
Line up! Line up! Line up!
Okay, you got it. You gotta eat that on video, bro.
You gotta eat that. Alberta. Let's go! You just started oh my god. Yo, this riff wasn't so bad, but let's fucking go. 2 claps. Let's go. Hey, number 1, baby, number 1. Let's go. Yeah, baby, let's go. Let's go. Yes, sir. Berta, let's go. Number 1. Berta for the win, boys. Berta for the win. Number 1. Doesn't matter how you guys all live TV, man. You gotta chill. Go, Berta! Go, Berta! Go! I can't help it.
Okay, show the show.
UFC commit, man. That's like UFC commit right there. Talking about eating.
Our gold medal presentations to Team Alberta.
Hi, Mom. Let's go! Guys, on the 45. Hi, Mom. Let's go, Berta. 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 Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Congrats. I didn't even see the Gatorade shot. We got this. We get to keep them. I heard. Somebody said that. I heard.
Bro, that was a movie.
It was a movie.
We're gonna have some fun time putting that all together. It's the craziest game you ever seen.
Wait, hold on. You make the Eric. Are we on live right now, or is it like the tapes? Is it live or are we on tapes? Live. Give me to back. Is it live? This team, they cycle to majority of the kids here have been together since you was cameras are constant. Give me to a back. When I get my medal. Here, most of the team, I'm biting my medal. It's probably the most stacked team I've worked in. Last year was pretty close. My heart a lot of the players were going to shoot 4 stars. You're going to catch you all. I think there's one of these kids. I'll be like a first off. I know. Turn that draw. Get that photo ready. Remember Brown? So much. That's his nation. I can't handle this. Bro, I'm not moving.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the gold medals are being handed out before the trophy and banner presentation, I will make this known on behalf of Football Canada, Football Nova Scotia, and everyone involved in the 2025 Football Canada Cup. We want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the dedicated team of officials who made this tournament possible. The professionalism, fairness, and commitment to the game has been instrumental in creating a positive and competitive environment for all athletes, coaches, and fans. From early preparations to the final whistle, work has not gone unnoticed, and we are truly grateful for the time, energy, and expertise you brought to the field each day. Thank you for upholding the integrity of the game and contributing to the success of this year's event. We couldn't have done without you.
We get pictures back at home. We are locally known. Yeah, you better smile. Except nobody was still. Hey, Russia, what's up? Oh, it's so nice. It's so shiny. 2 years in a row, I won last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will also note that a tournament all-star team will be announced by Football Canada at a later date following the tournament.
Thank you. Great tournament you guys had. It tastes pretty good.
At this time for Coach Waterman and President Rob Suffern to make their way to the trophy table, please. I will now call upon the team captains from Alberta to make their way for the presentation of the 2025 Football Canada Cup trophy and banner.
Oh yeah, let's go, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for your 2025. Players and parents who came out and made the 2025 Football Canada Cup, such a great event. Your energy, support, and love for the game made this week special. We couldn't have done it without you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the tournament. Congratulations, Team Alberta. Double save!
Let's not going back in.
Let's go, Kieran. Let's go, man.
Guys, practice 7. Where's Monte? Hey, we gotta go down here. I'm not gonna fight. Go to the. Good fucking work, boys. See you pick. Hey, number one! Number one! Hey, let's go, let's go! Right to the scoreboard! Super Bowl trophy! Let's go! Edge of the turf! Edge of the turf! Here we go! Edge of the turf! Some guys play, some guys go on their knees! I gotta be beside you. I gotta be beside you. 6, 7. Yes, sir. Right in front. Right in front. One. Lift it up. Fight it. Fight in one. Get down. In here, Taylor. Yeah, get in there, Taylor. Okay, no, he's gonna take up. A couple guys are gonna take photos.
Now we don't want to nation.
Oh, get the flag moving. I'm fucking trying. Right there, guys. Everybody right there. The goalpost, please. 2 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, let's go. That bird to be, man. Fucking truck him Oh yeah. Feels good? Feels good. Move over a little bit. There, the scoreboard's in the background. I'm gonna get my helmet. More like this, full body.
This guy loves to put the camera on me. Oh my god, I'm like panicking over here.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. First time.
Trying to get this
He's already like set up for it. I think he saw God for him.
back and set up.
Il y avait un côté moral qui était I have 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Doing it here. We gotta do it here.
I was trying to get that one that was gonna hit, and then.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am with the game MVP. He had 3 touchdowns today. Number 24, Joel Thorpe, the tying touchdown, the winning touchdown. Man, what was going through your mind there? This game goes to overtime. This place was going nuts. Man, just about the emotions. What can you say about that, man?
It was just crazy. You know, we were playing hard, you know. We really wanted it. And, yeah.
Obviously, you guys went into halftime there. You guys were down, but the whole time you felt like you guys can come back. Thursday, you guys had that crazy comeback against Quebec. What did your coach tell you guys during halftime to spark the momentum for you guys?
We just got to stay in it and, you know, play as a team, you know, play as one. And, yeah, be community.
Obviously, man, a final question, man. Have you ever played in a crazier game like that in your life?
No, I would say that's the craziest game I've played in my life, you know? Yeah.
That's one of the crazy games I've ever seen in my life. I'm 27, bro, so trust me. Hey, congratulations, man. Go sign that up. Congratulations on the championship, bro.
Good game, man.
Yeah, hell of a game, bro.